What's up, guys? It's your girl, the SoundChick, here with another awesome interview. Today we have Yosemite In Black. From the band, we have Luke and Cody talking with me today. I really hope you enjoy. These guys are super cool.
This is, I'm Luke, the vocalist, and I'm here with Cody, the bassist.
The bassist of Yosemite In Black.
So it's obvious that we're in this pandemic right now, and now we've got these riots going on. So how are you guys doing? Are you guys doing okay?
We're doing great. It's something that, it's pretty personal to us as a band. I mean, we're pretty, we're obviously very accepting people. And me personally, I have mixed and black individuals in my family. So, it's something that's very personal to me. And we've been working on music, writing stuff about kind of systemic and systematic hatred going on in the world right now. And so, I mean, we're with it.
Yeah, definitely.
I've had past interviews with other band members who believe that music doesn't get political like that. However, a lot of bands I've noticed are taking the more political route during this time, and I think that that's wise. I think that music is influential in a lot of different ways, so I admire you guys for doing that. That's awesome.
Well, so, I don't really see it as a political thing. I think it's a basic human rights thing. I mean, these are human beings, It's like they ought to be treated with the same respect that I expect to be treated with. So, when I see other living human beings being treated not like human beings, it pisses me off.
You're absolutely correct. It's something that you wouldn't expect, needs to be a movement, this should have already happened a long time ago. So
yeah, I wish this was over, and I guess that's why, you could probably hear in other Yosemite In Black songs that our music is very just straight up anger. So it's that's what that song is about. It's on our upcoming EP. It's literally just why is this still an issue? Oh my gosh.
Absolutely. You mentioned this upcoming EP. Is that something that's going to be released after the pandemic?
We're shooting for August.
Around August.
That's awesome. During this quarantine, you guys mentioned that you're already working on songs, so you guys are obviously staying musically active. However, is it difficult to, work with the band remotely?
Honestly, the only real difference is that we're not playing shows as much. When it comes to, practices and making music, we have not stopped whatsoever. It has been the same exact pace.
Absolutely, especially because as far as me and our guitarist Dylan go, we were some of the more essential workers. We were the people that got the papers that said hey, if cops pull you over, just keep driving, cause I'm a radio host. So, radio's pretty top of the line for, information needs, and Dylan's a mechanic. So we pretty much never stopped practicing. We stayed practicing, we stayed writing, and the recording studio that we do pretty much everything in is here at my house.
Yep.
So, everything, we just kept making demos, we kept recording, and then recently we got the EP ready, and we're just waiting on some mixes back from a good buddy of ours, Thomas Martino. He mixed our most recent single that came out last Friday. Not this past Friday, but the Friday before. He mixed that for us. He's mixing the whole EP for us, and we're waiting on those back to get ready to master and get out in August.
Super excited.
That's awesome. I noticed that you guys have a rescheduled show for July. Are you guys fearful that will be rescheduled again?
We aren't sure yet. We're pretty much we're riding the train and just, going with the flow, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that show's been rescheduled 4 times. That show was originally in March. No, wait, was it March or April?
I think it was March, right?
Yeah, it was originally in March, and then it got rescheduled to May, then it got rescheduled to June, and now it's rescheduled to July. So, I mean, if it gets rescheduled again, it sucks, but whatever. We've been waiting 4 months to play this show.
Wow. So what is that like, having to be a band and having to, work around schedules and conflicts of pandemic?
It's definitely difficult to work around, but we just do our best to keep our head up, and we just keep focusing on what we're writing, and we just keep pushing, 100%. And we keep pushing for shows.
Yeah, for sure.
One of my first interviews actually was with Paul the Elders, and I noticed that...
Yeah.
We love those guys so much.
Those are our boys.
Yeah, I noticed that Mark actually helped film your your recent music video for Parasite. What was it like?
It was really fun. We absolutely love the guys in Hall of the Elders. We're really close with like Goose and Bailey and Mark. Shooting the Parasite video was really, really fun. We met at our drummer Wayne. He used to work at a haunted house called Chaos Haunted House. Mm-hmm. And it's in Carrollton, right?
Yeah, it's their old location.
Yeah, it's their old location. He's really close with the owner of Chaos, and the owner let us go in and take a whole day to film. It was really fun. Cody has a vlog he's been working on of just like kind of like behind the scenes stuff. We're gonna be releasing that pretty soon, and it's got like behind the scenes stuff from the video, and you can see us like how we had to like get water into the bathtub for the video.
That's a story.
Because there was no running water at the building, so we just had to bring like milk jugs filled with water. And the water was cold, but it was super fun. It was probably it wasn't that long. It was only like maybe a 7 to 8 hour shoot one day.
It wasn't bad at all.
Got everything done, and then they got it edited, sent it back to us, and I mean, it was a really great experience. And it was shot with Mark along with Jesse Holtzclaw from Shot Down South. Love those guys.
Yeah,
Downright Dirty Studios. Shout out.
I'm so happy that you guys got to experience that. I know that this interview on my site is going to be seen around the world, but since you guys are Atlanta local, I gotta ask an Atlanta local question. What's your favorite venue in Georgia?
Ooh,
that's a tough one.
That's a tough one. The vinyl, no. So I don't know. I mean, me personally, I played a show with my other band, Cult of She. We played a show at a bar called the 529, and that place was super.
Place was pretty cool.
It was like this, just this kind of like bar over on the south side of Atlanta, and it was so much fun. I love that place. But as far as going to shows, I really just like going to the smaller stages at the Masquerade.
Yeah, I love the Masquerade.
They're all up in your face. I like the smaller stages though, like Purgatory.
And Hell too sometimes.
Oh my gosh, I saw whores there.
Yes.
It's just a super cool place, and I mean, like, it's kind of the hot spot for good bands.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna assume that you guys went to, or have at least been to, the original Masquerade venue.
Oh, of course.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna also assume that you've been to the new Masquerade venue location.
Definitely.
That's been up for a few years now. So how do you guys feel about it?
I personally really like it. I mean, the old location has its charm, and everyone loves the old location and talking about it and the memories that were made there. But the new location, it's nothing short of badass.
Yeah, I do have to say though, if you used the bathroom at the old Masquerade, you have to be immune to coronavirus now. That place was so sketchy. I don't know, I guess I love the old Masquerade personally, just because I have so many memories there.
Yeah.
Like my older brother, he used to play shows there all the time with his old band. I saw my favorite band there. I mean, pretty much any of my most memorable shows that I've been to in my lifetime were at the old Masquerade, and nothing beats that sketchy feeling of thinking you're about to fall through the floor in heaven. So
yeah, definitely. You can still get some of those feelings if you go to the Tabernacle.
That's true.
Yeah. Oh man, well, both the Tabernacle and the Masquerade, I mean, they've either been burned down or the floors just collapsed. They're just
yes.
They're great venues to play at. But, I mean, I went to the new Masquerade a few months before the quarantine happened, and it was my first time going.
Oh, wow.
I was one of those people that was boycotting because I didn't like the fact that they tore it down from the original location. So I was like, no, I'm not going to do this. I really liked it. I think it's going to actually be a lot harder for this place to burn down in the new location. I think that it's going to work out for them.
They burn that down, there's going to be a whole lot of the other city that's going to get burned down, not just underground,
Yeah.
It's like right underneath fucking downtown.
Yeah, it's underneath everything.
What is the band's biggest inspiration?
Oh, wow. So here's the cool thing about us is we all come from crazy different influences.
Oh yeah.
You want to go first, Cody?
I draw a lot of my inspiration from groove metal and old school stuff, System of a Down. Deftones is a big inspiration to me. I love bands like Sepultura, Pantera, Slayer. And that's just been my thing ever since I was, in high school. Our guitarist is actually the same way. We're similar in that way. But when it comes to our drummer and Luke here, their musical backgrounds are very different, and the way it all meshes together is just it's really great, and it makes a unique sound for us.
Yeah, because with Dylan and Cody, guitarist and bassist, them coming from kind of that groove metal, thrash metal type of stuff, that really influences our guitar riffs. So, you know, like, unlike a lot of bands right now in the local metal scene, you know, like, everything we've done has not been below the tuning drop C. So, you know, like, a lot of modern metal is in, like, super low guitar tunings and stuff.
Yeah, like, you know, drop B and lower.
But we aren't. Like, a lot of our stuff is in drop C, and that's mostly because of those influences that they take. But then I, as a vocalist, take influence from a lot of deathcore, metalcore, and stuff like that. So I take influences from people like Phil Bozeman from Whitechapel, Ben Dorr from Shadow of Intent, I think like the people from Crown the Empire, A Day to Remember. Like, I take influences from metalcore and deathcore, so that's why, like, I do a lot of those, like, low, growly type vocals. I don't know. Dylan's really been into, like, hardcore, like, Kublai Khan and Knocked Loose.
Yeah, he's...
So, like, we kind of make this, like, mesh... Like, all that together, it creates this mesh genre of, like, influences from deathcore, metalcore, hardcore, thrash metal, and groove metal, and it just creates a unique sound for us, we like to think anyway.
Oh, yeah. We love, like, the variety that we have in our music. That's, honestly, my favorite thing.
I mean, it's kind of weird to think about, but we've really only known each other for about a year.
Yeah.
So,
feels like longer now, actually.
But me and Dylan, the guitarist, we worked at 13 Stories Haunted House together. We never really talked that much, but we kind of just passed each other. And he knew I was a drummer, and one day he texted me out of the blue and said that his new band needed a fill-in drummer. So I filled in for a few shows, and then after a few shows, we we booted the old vocalist, and I became the vocalist. And then we found Wayne, who's the drummer of a band called The Fear Frequency, when we were looking for a new drummer. And so it's all just like a conglomerate. Well, you and Dylan known each other through high school.
Yeah, since high school.
But like that kind of explains like your influences or something.
Oh yeah.
But like,
definitely.
you know, we all kind of came together with these different backgrounds. We all live in different areas, and we just kind of came together and like
it was chance, honestly.
Let's take over the world. Like
That's awesome, guys. So if you guys could pick any artist to collaborate with or even tour with, who would it be?
Man, there's a lot.
But yeah, probably, like, the only one that we as a band could agree on would be, like, Knocked Loose or Kublai Khan.
Kublai Khan, definitely, definitely. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Spite,
yeah, I'm, oh my gosh, I love Spite.
So, I don't know if you guys have heard about the new policy enforcement that the ESA, Event Safety Alliance, is getting ready to pass for when in-person concerts return, but essentially they're going to ban moshing and crowd surfing. So do you think that they can actually do that?
No, absolutely not. Warped Tour tried to do it for the entire time Warped Tour was alive, and it didn't work.
It won't work. I mean, they could say that all day, but people are not going to stop moshing. If they like something, they are going to move.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, you're essentially, that's turning into Footloose, I feel like, the movie.
Yeah.
Where they're like, no dancing. And then they're like, well, we're going to dance anyway. Like, it's just that, but we're, you know, it's just like, I don't know, like, it's just, that's natural, you know? Like, moshing is just what you do when you go to a metal show, or like you jump, you know, it's just like there's so much energy in metal music. That's like the beauty of it, is it's always got energy.
Yes.
Makes you want to be energetic in the crowd. So you can't take that away from people. That's no.
Exactly. And like, it's metal, rock. I mean, punk also has like, you know, crowd surfing and moshing and all sorts of types of pits and wall of deaths and all that good stuff. That is such like a base foundation for a live show. That's what drives the energy.
That's what gives us energy as a band.
Yes.
Is to see the crowd going nuts.
We see the crowd. Our stage presence is instantly better.
Yeah.
And honestly, what's crazy is like pretty much any concert you go to nowadays, because of metal music, you're gonna see movement like that. Yeah. And it's metal is what has inspired that. People see that and they're like, whoa, that's really cool. Let's do that here in this genre, like with rap or any other artist concert. People are gonna move like that now. It's just common.
Mm-hmm.
You guys already touched base on it a little bit. Do you think that would hinder the quality of a live show?
I personally think that if somehow they managed to actually enforce that, and they were actually like stopping people from moshing by some like luck of the Irish, like
it would kill the vibe.
It would 100% kill the vibe, because like that's what I like to see, you know? Like, it's so hard to put on a good energetic show with energetic stage presence unless I can see and I can feel that people are loving and enjoying what they're hearing. you know, but
Exactly.
like I said, I mean, like that's something you can't stop, because I mean, what are they gonna do? Like stand in the room with tasers? Like that's just gonna piss people off, you know?
Yeah, it would definitely kill the vibe.
Metal or any heavier genre, I mean, the band carries a lot of that sound and that energy, and it's for the crowd to show a reaction.
Yeah, that's the whole point of the show.
I don't think that a band wants to just stare out into a bunch of people standing there when they're screaming about, something like really influential or
we've been there. Like, it's not fun. We've played shows where like moshing is strictly banned or it's strictly not encouraged, and like people are just kind of sitting there or standing there looking at you, and it is awful. Like,
it's really awkward.
Like, I would much rather just do a live streamed show than play a show where people are just not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you put a bunch of people in a room, you start playing some of that heavy, people are gonna move.
Yeah.
You can't stop people.
It's unavoidable.
From moving. Yeah, it's natural. That's like one of those like try not to headbang challenges.
Yeah, it's like you can't help yourself.
It's like the ultimate try not to mosh challenge.
All right, one last question for you guys. What is the craziest thing you guys have done for music outside of being in a band?
Mm-hmm.
Craziest thing we've done for music? I don't know. I feel like I have put myself through a lot of mental torture just to get inspiration.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, I went to therapy for a little bit, and, like, my therapist said, his exact words were, I was the most interesting and difficult patient he's ever had. And he told me that, essentially, I was never going to be able to let go of any pain or trauma that I have as long as I'm writing music about it and reliving it through the lyrics that I write. Because I write very directly. I know a lot of artists like to write metaphorically, and I do write metaphorically when I'm writing kind of music for other things, but as far as this band goes, as far as Yosemite In Black goes,
very literal.
We're literal, we are direct, we are, hey, you, this is what it's about, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So when I write like that, it is hard to let go of past pain or trauma that I have. And he told me that I wasn't going to be able to let go of it as long as I'm, still writing music like that. And I told him, I was like, all right. And then I continued to write the music and wrote it. And I mean, I do it every day of the week if it means that I still get to make music, because this is what I was born to do. I mean, there's no question about it.
Definitely.
What about you?
And also to add to that, when you're like on stage like that, you have to like kind of bring those emotions back in order to convey that and get that, stage presence that you want. It's like, it's basically method acting. Like you have to feel it to do it.
100%. And like, that's actually another thing that kind of ties back into the previous question about our influences. I grew up in musical theater. I actually wanted to go to college to be in musical theater for a little bit in high school, because I mean, that's what I've done my whole life. Instead of doing what most people do, sports or anything, I grew up doing musical theater. I did dance, singing, all that, acting, and because we're all actors, we all worked at a haunted house at some point. Mm-hmm. When we get on stage, we are able to just put on this persona of like real life trauma that we have been through that these
anger,
songs
all
are
those
about.
Emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's definitely, I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. This is
hell no.
It's definitely our lot in life, I think.
Mm-hmm.
A major shout out to Luke and Cody for taking the time out of their schedules to be able to talk to me. I really enjoyed it, and I thought it was really cool getting to know more about these guys. If you enjoyed it, I would definitely go check out their new music. Parasite and the music video is hella rad. Until next time, rock on, my dudes.